Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. So you know how I'm a cowboy now, right? Because I moved to Austin, Texas, so I'm a cowboy now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I go to rodeos.
Yeah.
I wear tight jeans.
Yep.
And
when you're not in your sweatpants, sitting on the couch with your laptop. Yeah. No, totally.
When I'm
cowboy.
Not in my sweatpants, I'm wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Tight jeans.
Uh-huh.
Skinny jeans are hipster. Tight jeans are cowboy. I realized that
depends on the cut, but we won't go into that.
Have you noticed though at the rodeo that the cowboys wear the tight jeans?
There were some in tight jeans, yes. Not all, but there were some.
Surprisingly tight because
we saw like teenage boys that were cowboys.
Those were
ranch hands, and they were in these like tight jeans, and I was like, "That's interesting."
It is
very 70s.
Very the stylistic of cowboy proper is the jeans fit a little snug.
Yeah,
I think it's great because it just shows.
I just don't know how you get on a horse in tight jeans that don't have lycra in them. I haven't worked that out. I'm a little bit in mystery. I rub my chin pondering how does the physics of that work.
See, I think it's great that the cowboy vibe, the authentic cowboy vibe, has a slightly tighter jean. I can't say skinny jean because again, that's hipster. It's a different cut. But because in Southern California where I grew up, it was very effeminate to wear tight jeans and very cool to wear very baggy 501 jeans. Like the look of Southern California in the 70s was the baggiest 501s, right? That's the surfer kind of Southern California laid back vibe. Okay. Then you go to the rodeo in Texas and the proper vibe for what I consider to be the toughest dudes I've ever seen. I mean, these dudes are tough as nails.
For sure, but I don't think the toughest ones were in the tight jeans.
They all were in...
No, like there's those dudes that like take the guy off the horse. Remember the two badass guys? They're not in tight jeans. Okay, and the actual dudes that help the guys on the horse, all those ones in the white shirts with the black cowboy hats that prep the cowboy, they weren't in tight jeans. So it was the teenagers, the ranch hands, the wannabe one day I think they style themselves in the aesthetic of what they want to be, but the actual doing, they're not in skinny jeans.
You're icking my wow, and in my world, the way I am as a cowboy, it's tight jeans.
Okay, the other thing that I was suppressing my laughter is anytime you get on the subject, you start to build in a bit of a Southern thing in how you talk. And I think it's really cute.
I think you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about.
You're like, since I moved to Austin.
I didn't do any such thing like that. Well, I am a cowboy now.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud of my Austin roots.
No, the way you ride Rocco and Peter is amazing.
For those that don't know the podcast, those are our dogs.
Those are our poodles.
Not the ranch hands. Because if you didn't know who Rocco and Peter were, the names Rocco and Peter are perfect for the ranch hands that I ride.
That I just sit there and anyway, this is going way.
Well, it could go even worse because you were very amorous towards your cowboys at the rodeo.
Well, I was because I realized I had a huge female epiphany when I was at the rodeo, which is
you call it epiphany, huh? Is that what they're called now?
No, it was an epiphany, which was genuine rodeo cowboys are in the same basket for me as firemen.
Yep. Sexy.
That was an epiphany.
Yeah, they're sexy.
I was like, wow. Because it's sort of like dudes that are physically like, that can go put out a fire and climb buildings and like also like handle a bucking bronco. That was a turn on for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were electrified by looking at the cowboys.
Yeah, it was nice.
I thought it was so cool how tough they were and what they were able to do. And the cowgirls were incredible.
Badass.
They were
awesome.
Incredible. The whole rodeo experience for me was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had the best time. I could have watched that all day.
You also were at, like, the Backstreet Boys concert, and you feel the same way. So I just want to explain to the audience
things that make me
like, oh, I loved it, it was so great, is not the normal it doesn't have the same meaning. I actually feel like I need to be a bit of like a cultural dictionary for our viewers about how you express your appreciation on things.
Okay.
So when Bodhi's like, I had so much fun, it was so great. I loved it. Now, yes, rodeo is amazing and it's interesting, and there's some controversy about the animal factor on it, but that's a different podcast with a different person. But your things that are very far from you, but you are fascinated with, you have an appreciation of things in our culture, and like you love watching them, even though it's not like I love them because I'm a fan, because I associate myself or some part of myself with it. A lot of people love things because they're inspired by it, right? Or they bring it into their own day to day. You love things that are super different from you, and you admire what they are and you appreciate them, but not like as your fandom is like in a different category of artistic view on life.
Well,
you're not in the Backstreet Boys audience because you love the Backstreet Boys and how they make you feel emotionally. You're in the Backstreet Boys thing because it was a phenomenon that swept our country and world that you were fascinated by, and your fascination and love, like that feels like what your fandom is.
Every time I'm down, you can make it right, and that makes you larger than life. What else do you need to say about the Backstreet Boys?
See?
I followed them around and went to their concerts. But I don't agree with you. I associated myself with a Backstreet Boy.
No.
Like I could be in a Jewish boy band.
Right. See, this is Bodhi Elfman.
and I love Rodeos.
Which is all fine. I'm not saying it's bad.
I get attracted to an aesthetic that I find to be unusual and fantastic.
There you go.
Ballet.
Yeah.
I love ballet. I love watching ballerinas, and I've said before, male ballerinas should be called ballerinos. I don't know how that slipped through the loop.
We'll put the memo in.
Yeah. But I love ballet. It's the sexiest thing in the world. And I love boy bands. I find them...
Because it's a wonderment, right?
It's a fascinating phenomenon to me.
Yeah.
Like, at the Backstreet Boys, seeing... This was a while ago, right? Obviously, for the Backstreet Boys. It was like, to see 45,000 teenage girls lose their shit. And like sitting there with my buddy, and we were like, "This is like a phenomenon." Mm-hmm. It inspires me. And then at the rodeo, how amazing what those cowboys and cowgirls could do.
Yeah, the athletes of it all,
the pure athleticism of it, and the people watching, the crowd, right? Because I'm from Hollywood, and then this was like the rodeo crowd. It's very different from my world, and I loved it.
And it was Austin Rodeo, which is different than the Houston Rodeo.
I suppose so.
In terms of crowds.
Yes.
And everything. So I think it's...
But the people getting gussied up, I love. And the girls get pretty gussied up, more than the guy. I wish more guys got gussied up. More guys just look like dads. Like, there's a lot of guys that just look like dads there. Mm-hmm. I wanted more gussied up. Like, I wore a cowboy hat and tight jeans, as I should have.
That was before you even knew.
But when I went there, I was a little bummed out that more of the guys weren't gussied up, that they were just looked like dads in cargo shorts and sneakers. Mm-hmm. But some of the girls...
That's because it's Austin.
But some of the girls went there.
Yeah.
Like tight, like shorty shorts, right? Big hair, rhinestones, cowboy boots, boobs out. Like, I was like, this is incredible. And I could have watched that all day. And then when the rodeo ended and then, like, they played the concert, which a lot of people were there to see, I was like, I don't have any interest in the concert. Like, in the musical bands that played, which I love, but it was the rodeo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we, So
speaking of country and Austin, and we've moved here, and now we're here.
Because I identify as a cowboy because my Austin roots go very deep, all the way from September 2020.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm very rooted in the city,
right,
and very rooted in Texas. Mm-hmm. It's been a year and a half now, and I'm very rooted here.
And you've traveled so much, you've hardly really been here. But yeah, no, totes, you're a cowboy. Yeah.
Oh my God. Can they fix the off-ramps and on-ramps? I can't. I get lost every time. Okay.
No, yeah.
So I was in my Texas element because I'm such a Texan now. And I was like, I really want to learn how to do country dancing, like two-step and line dancing and country swing and all the... I mean, you and I have a history of our swing dancing together.
Yeah.
And I want to learn how to do country dancing. Yeah. And literally, as I had the thought, within a day or so, I got hit up on the social media by a gentleman, Anthony Lewis, over at X Dance. He has a site on YouTube called X Dance, and him and his lovely wife Rose, Anthony and Rose at X Dance, they were like, "Hey, I saw you guys move to Austin." He watches.
He loves this podcast.
Him and his wife Rose are a dance team, and they love the Kicking Screaming podcast. They found out that we were in Austin. They're in Houston. And he was like, do you guys want to like learn how to dance? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So needless to say, Jen and I are going to meet him today and his wife. And we are going to learn how to
do the two-step.
Do the two-step. Now, here's the thing for everyone to know. Jenna is a classically trained ballerina and a fantastic dancer. And I have 2 left feet and ankles on ball bearings. I can't do anything that requires ankles. All my sports, baseball, boxing, things of that sort aren't really heavy on ankles, like skiing, skateboarding. So I have a problem with my ankles in that they're just not sturdy enough. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that I have a problem with left and right. Now that sounds worse than it is, and it actually is worse than it sounds. But I get conflagrated on my left and right thing. So I don't know how this is going to go with
You
it.
don't, if it's like, go to this street, turn right. You don't have a problem. It has to do with incorporating left and right in terms of your body.
And when the mirror of someone in front of me saying, turn to the left and then move to the right and spin.
Yeah, he and I are facing each other. You know, it's those kinds of things.
So I get confused. So when Jenna and I met, she was she was a fantastic dancer and danced nonstop. And she got into swing dancing at the regeneration of swing dancing when the movie Swingers came out.
In the 90s.
Jenna was right there with Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn at the original swingers club called the Derby, and she was dancing with those guys every Friday night. And I could never go because I didn't know how to swing dance. So I felt left out that Jenna was having this incredible Friday night.
And I wasn't going to teach him.
And you tried, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, it was awful.
So I had to go and get another girl that I knew that knew how to swing dance to teach me. And I took lessons from her. And then I got decent enough for her and I
to be cute at a wedding on the dance floor.
Yeah. I mean, if you really looked, you'd see that she's doing all the work. If you were to watch us.
But don't do that.
But don't. So today, as we go and meet Anthony and Rose with X Dance, I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I have a feeling that you're going to be carrying me more than I want.
Well, the thing is, I think with official lessons, you're going to hear a lot about how important it is that you lead. So right. You're going to have a slight added pressure that you can't rely on me, because if you rely on me, I have my own job to follow. So you're going to have to really learn how to lead.
No, the main thing is that you've got such a big dick, you never ever let me lead. So how are we going to get past that?
Happy to surrender it for you to lead.
Oh my gosh. Good luck, Mrs. Elfman.
Put your cowboy hat on and
All right, so we are going to have a good time today.
You can't go like that.
I didn't do that.
No, that's... You gotta,
I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. Didn't do that.
Okay.
Is it on backwards?
Left, right?
No, it's not
right,
on backwards.
Left.
Damn.
No, I think you gotta... No, look. See the decorations?
Yeah.
That goes on the front.
Yeah, that's... So
right.
Did I have it on backwards?
Uh-huh.
Damn. Fuck, can we do a redo of that? It looks so cool.
There you go. That's better.
Well, I'm very deeply rooted in Texas, and sometimes Cowboys put their hats on backwards because we have long nights on the range.
It's just stressful times. It affects even the Cowboys.
See y'all soon.